Welcome to World of Braiding. My name is Joy Fido, and you know what we represent. We represent professional, healthy, natural hair care. So today I'm going to be working with you to show you one of our little secrets to create that amazing natural hair that's going to show you the full length of the hair, and it's one of those things that everyone's looking for out there to avoid shrinkage. So in the process of avoiding shrinkage, lots of people end up doing so many things like putting the chemical relaxers in their hair, which then takes away the protein in the hair and causes the damage. And then some people use the blow dryer and then they blow dry the hair over and over, and with time the hair starts breaking. There's also using the flat iron, which equally does the same thing. But today we're going to do a really natural method that's going to help you understand how you can get the full length of your hair without any heat at all. So it's called threading. So to get us started, these are the materials we need for our threading. Now some people prefer to call this silky locks, but the difference is the material that you use to create it. So for us in Africa, we work with the string, and it's made of plastic. So you can call it a plastic string. And I know kids call it Scooby-Doo. I hope that doesn't sound too funny. But anyway, in America, you work a lot with regular extensions. And this particular one is the African dream. Now there's a good reason you want the African dream, because it actually does burn at the tip. So whatever extension burns at the tip, if you cannot find this particular one, work with it. So today, the client you're working with is our young, gorgeous Zina. You've seen her several times in our videos, and Zina has one of those really long, healthy hair that I know. Look at that. So what we've done with this hair, we've just washed it, shampooed it all nicely, and we'll put all the lovely, lovely moisturizers in it, mostly natural moisturizers. And we're ready to just, normally we will carry on with this if we wanted to just braid it. But I want to show you what the threading can achieve. And that's why we've decided to thread her hair today. So it will stretch out this afro hair and you can see the full length of it. Okay, so starting this way of creating styles, what we've done is section the hair and just created like squares. And I've created the strands of threading. Now this is something we did in Africa a lot to help our hair stretch itself out. And today you hear people say silky locks. Silky locks, we're using the regular extension, but this is plastic. It's like a thread, but it's actually made of plastic. There's another type that's made of cotton, but this one does last longer. So what I've done here is I've created a section and I'm combing through the hair. Again, this hair I've put quite a good amount of moisturizers to get it all easy for me to comb through. And that's what you would normally get once you finish shampooing your afro hair. You get a lot of shrinkage. It's one of those things that lots of people are not happy about. They want to be able to stretch it. So you see when I comb the hair, how it's actually stretching out. When it's fully stretched out, then I'm ready to braid. So I'll just stick my comb in now. And then I get my strands of the thread, I will call it. Now, so this is what the strings look like when you stretch them out. Now I'm working with 5. So when you actually try to work with them, make sure you straighten them all out to the length you want. I'm using quite a long length because the hair I'm working with is really long. So you get your strands, or the thread as I will call it, and you insert it into your hand. So I've added it into the client's hair, and what I'm doing now is just wrapping it around the strands. So once I've got the scalp all ready, I just start wrapping to the rest of the strands. Now remember, because I put a lot of moisturizers in there, tending to pop out a bit. Once you finish the threading, you can just wipe them out. And as you go along, you take the moisturizers and put it back into the hair and comb it through nicely as well. Now most times people struggle with this action, the threading action, because the amount of string in your hand is so long, you're struggling with it. So that's why you can always put in only what you can handle. And most times I know how to handle a lot. So in this particular strand, the string I had wasn't enough for the hair. You can still see her hair sticking out. So I'm going to add a bit more to help finish it off. And the same thing I did, I insert it into my hand and I just start wrapping it around. So normally you carry on to the point where the client's hair is completely gone in, and then you knot it. Knot it a few times so it doesn't unravel. And that's what I've done with other ones here. Now remember, this is just a temporary hairstyle to help stretch the hair out. So if you leave this for between 3 to 4 days and even more, like way back in Africa, we used to just leave it for as long as maybe about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. By the time you take it out, your hair is fully stretched out. So now I'm going to create another section and I'm going to carry on doing that. Okay, so I've got you another strand. This is another long strand I'm going to work with. Now remember, the way I've created these sections are not particular. You can create anything you like. And I'm going to show you a book that goes really into details on how to just section different designs. Not really tells you how to, but you just see different designs. So create your section to suit yourself. I mean, there are times you can really create really small sections. We just put up an image of what one of our students did on the silky locks, and someone was asking us, do you have a video on that? This is the same format you use for the silky locks, but in that particular image my student really went very creative and she made the sections really small, as well as added different colors of extensions. So that's how creative you can go with these things. But this particular one is just for us to be able to stretch out this hair, and that's why we're working with the strings. If I wanted to be creative with silky locks, there's a lot more I will be doing. It won't be just this, but this just gives you a fair idea. The other thing to also note is this is not the only thing you use to stretch out the afro hair. You can also use 2 strand twists or the regular single plaits with the natural hair. All I'm doing now is just the moisturizers put in. I just put quite a lot in so it's all soft for me to work with, and so I'm just pulling it out to actually touch the hair. So 2 strand twist is another way of stretching out your hair to avoid shrinkage, but to me this is the quickest one that gets that message done. Okay, so we've got to our last strand. You can see all the work we've done. Now this is all her hair. Just to show you the last bit, I'm finishing it off. Now remember what we said, the sectioning is down to you. There's really no rules to this because it's just a temporary hairstyle in our case. Now there are times you may wear a style like this and get on with your regular life. This is one of those techniques that really helps the hair grow really quick, because I've had people ask me, what can I do with natural hairstyles that can help my hair grow? This is one of them. The only reason people don't tend to like to wear them because most times there's not much you can do with them. See that? Now that's the full length of her hair. If you look down there, you can still see strands of her hair. And that's how we had it back in Africa, where people could grow their hair really quickly. There was no worries about how quick a hair can grow, because all you did was put them in this. It stretches out the hair is healthy underneath. And then away you go. And this is the book I said I was going to show you earlier. It's called African Hairstyles by Essie Sergey. You can try and check this out on Amazon. I'm not so sure. I had this as a gift. And in there you see so many different ways they design the same hairstyle, and so many more styles from African countries. So there we have it. That's our threading. It helps the hair grow, it stretches out the hair, and it just helps you have healthy natural hairstyle. So we're gonna keep this. So now that I've finished with all the hair, again I'm just looking for a simple way to work with this. So I've got a few strings in my hand, and I'll put them all together, and I'm going to wrap them all together. Now if I was to leave her to take this around, I would have cut off all the bits at the ends and smoothly style it, put it into some style. There's so many ways you can style this, but because I really am not using it for anything in particular, I'm just trying to tidy it away. So I'm just taking the excess strands . And especially when your clients got really long hair, there's so little you can do with it. But what some people try to do as well is you can actually create hair like this if you want to help your hair grow, and put it under your wig. So if you enjoy wearing your beautiful wigs, just put it threaded underneath it, so it's helping your hair grow. Instead of the cornrows, because that's what most people go for, cornrows, you can go for threading and then put it underneath your wig. See that? So I've got that there. I really don't want to mess around with the strands, because I will need to use, you can reuse these strings over and over. So that's why I don't want to cut them, because if I cut them, I'll get them looking really short. So here it is. I've just gotten another string, a color string, and I've just tried to place smart around the ends. And that's because I didn't want to cut the tapes off, because I want to reuse this string much later to whenever we take it out. It's very scarce to find them, but I do have them. We have them in stock, so if you need to buy any, contact us. So there's our final look. Here it is. That's the design we went for, and that's our young girl, young glamorous model. So you see how the hairline is all healthy and neatly in place. So there you have it, glamorous, wonderful hairstyle. Now this hairstyle, you can keep it in for between 3 to 4 days, and then within this period the water in the hair dries out and the hair stretches itself out. So it's one of the methods we will recommend that you play with and get your hair sitting up, especially summertime. So thank you so much for watching our DVD and videos. We are always more than happy to share knowledge with you and pass on what we know to you. So thank you. We look forward to seeing you in the next video, and keep following us: Facebook, World of Braiding and Extensions, Instagram, Queen Braids, Tumblr, World of Braiding and Extensions, and then stay with us. Thank you.